Eliminate the negative, give effort they can never give. These nutritional facts, so peep, it's imperative. You peep the content and the nonsense that you letting in. Ignore the critics, them bitches sleep. Fuck they said it, yeah. I'm a hustle. Hey, yo, get right. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rhymez. Yo, welcome back to Pen Game, the show where we view hip-hop differently, right here on Rhymes on Deck TV. You know what I'm saying? Today, we got a specially invited guest, you know what I mean? Someone who truly embodies the craft, not just a rapper, an innovator, a teacher, a lyrical powerhouse, 2009 double XL cover, you know what I'm saying? Bronx native, so you know he's from the Mecca, like the true Mecca, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Yo, really nothing else needs to be said. Ladies and gentlemen, Mickey Factz is in the building. What's good, Mickey?
Yo, what's going on? Sminky. What up?
Haha, chilling, man. And of course, as always, y'all already know I got my partner in crime and my partner in rhyme right here, Third Degree. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing magnificent. Got a nice episode we got coming down. You know how we do it. Hey, let's get into it, baby.
Yes, sir. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. Well, honestly, I'm going to kick it off with this, something that you actually just posted. I don't know if it was today or, you know, a couple of days ago. Yo, I saw that ICDC commercial, man.
Yeah.
I was dying. What made you think of that?
Well, you know, you got to do creative things to get the people's attention sometimes. And, you know, I think shout out to Lil Romeo, man. You know, it's just, you know, it's just all good fun, you know. Yeah. So, you know, the next one I got to do is you're sitting at home, you're not doing nothing, you could be getting a job. That's the next one I got to do. I don't know when I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to definitely get it done soon.
Oh, yeah. Nah. It's dope, man. Because, you know, them commercials, when we sitting at home, that's exactly, you know what I mean? You sitting at home at 1 o'clock and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that's on TV right there. They trying to get you to go to school and everything.
Yep. So that's the next one I'm going to do.
Yeah. Third, what you got?
Hey, man, you want to just go right into the questions? You know, we got a lot of them. You know, First of all, I want to say Rhymez has introduced me to your music, man. And I'm a stickler for when it comes to the pen game. You know, this is the reason why we made this show. And well, I can definitely say, man, I am impressed by your pen. So, man,
Thank you, brother.
Just a salute for that. And the first question I got for you is you're known for your complex rhyme schemes, right? And layered lyrics. So what's your approach to writing verses, and how do you maintain such a high level of intricacies in your pen game?
Well, for me, man, it really depends on what the song calls for, you know, or what the art piece calls for. So like, I feel like I push my pen to its maximum and to its limit on battles, on freestyles, and one song on any project that I do. That one song is to remind people, hey, listen, I really do this. But everything else, you know, I try my best to make the song palatable, entertaining. You know, I try not to be as lyrical on other types of records. Yeah. I feel like it's a time and a place for anything, you know, and, you know, Batman, he has a utility belt, right? Yeah. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, he not gonna pull out the Batmobile for a henchman. That's for Bane, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, when I'm fighting Bane, that's like a battle, or that's like a freestyle on the radio, or that's like that one lyrical record on the project. Everything else is just henchmen, and I just da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, in terms of my writing process, you know, I got, you know, I tend to, my process has been a little different lately. The simpler stuff has been more tougher to write.
Really?
Yeah. I can write a verse right now, 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and it'll be layered. You'll be like, you wrote that in 15 minutes? Yes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could do that like this.
Yeah.
But when it's time to make like a song, you know, that's going to take me some time because I overthink. You know, I'm thinking about how it's going to sound, when to put this there. Like that's a little bit tougher. And I think the dichotomy of that, right, is an artist that can do a song in 20 minutes, it'll take them weeks to do a lyrical record. So I think that's the balance that, we have as artists when their number one focus is to get the job done when it's time to get it done.
Gotcha.
Yeah, nah, that's actually dope. I do remember, actually, I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, you on IG, you posted something talking about like, yo, you can either be, make a dope song or be the best rapper.
Yeah.
And I think, what I'm saying, I like that because, like, for instance, like Third knows, like, I got a song called Strange Things, and there's, so many different intricacies. Like the whole song's a double where I'm talking about different things about like you remember like Common's Used to Love Her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way that I went it. On the surface, it's just a love song between a man and a woman.
Right.
And that's what most people got. But really it was a song talking about hip hop leaving the state of New York. And it was that love song, you know what I mean? And one of the lyrics I used, I said, now it's common. She had exes that used to love her, goes to travel around the world, but I used to smother. But, just something like that, most people weren't catching. I let, some shorties listen to it. They was like, oh, this is cool. She really broke his heart and all this other stuff. I'm like, nah, I ain't getting what I'm doing.
Right. I mean, that's classic case of personification, what you're doing right there.
Yeah.
And, that's high level writing. You know what I'm saying? To be able to personify New York as an actual human being, as well as hip hop is just incredible. So, salute to you for writing something so dope like that.
Honest, man, you guys, y'all motivate me. Cause what I'm saying, me and Rob, we always, kick it, what I'm saying? Like I always give him love and respect. Cause I'm like, yo, man, y'all help keep lyricism alive. And that's the stuff I grew up on, I love it, but then it goes over the songwriting. It's not always going to be, as you said, palatable for everybody. People just want sometimes just the simplest thing. They're not trying to listen hard. They just want, okay, is the beat hot? You got a catchy hook, things of that nature.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like that's the state of hip hop right now, man. When you cut on the radio, it's kind of like, is anybody spitting bars anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's like all radio club type hits. I mean, the beat is catchy. The lyrics are like mumbled and like, come on, what are we doing? But like, it's just a crazy time, especially if you're a fan of lyricism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we still got some here and there, Kendrick.
Yeah.
Found that balance currently.
Yeah.
I think that Cole, whenever he drops next year, I think, that balance will be there for Cole.
Oh yeah.
But we definitely are outnumbered. I'll say that.
Nah, that's without a doubt. So like, as someone who's been in the game for a while, like how do you feel the perception of lyricism has evolved?
I think people have looked at lyricism differently over the past, I want to say like year or two, from a mainstream level. Like there are times when people, you can argue that Drake is lyrical at times, right? Not all the time, right? When he does his timestamp stuff, from an artist and rapper perspective, it's pretty impressive. What he did with Jack Harlow, that's kind of it's kind of high level, and I know that the people always go back to the writing allegations and things like that.
Yeah,
but for me, like. I think
this one right here.
Rhymes.
Talk to him. Please talk to him.
I mean, this is my thing, man. Y'all really don't want to know who get written for. Y'all think y'all want to know, but y'all really don't want to know. And I think that is, for me, being in the space that I'm in and writing for so many different people and knowing who's gotten written for and who, like, it'll break people's hearts. Like people will literally pass out. And denounce hip hop. And I feel like for me, Drake had to be that sacrificial lamb, during that time. But I think the definition of lyricism right now, at least in the mainstream space, is Kendrick. Kendrick is the quintessential person for that arena and that realm. And for me, he's more storytelling. He's more alliteration. He's more content driven, focusing a lot on tonality, a lot on inflection. He's not a wordplay guy. He right now he probably shooting 65-70% from the field with syllables. Multian. He's gotten better. You know, he was great at it. He was like 95% early back in the days. Now he's kind of like 60-65%. So, but you know, it's the passion, right? I think the passion is what's getting them over, on top of the content, storytelling. You know, and just aggressive hip hop, right? But for the mainstream space. But you know, aside from him, you got who? You got Cole. You know, when he decides to pull up. Right. I can't even think of anybody else. Like,
it's not many.
You know what? I got a name.
Sean.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say.
So Sean, when he left the label, he put out an album this year. And you know, he's unsigned. So like that space where he's supposed to be, he's not kind of embracing it like he should. I think that him being on the label added to the value of him being in the mainstream space. Not seeing him there anymore. But yes, to me, he was top 4, top 5. Of that particular genre and era at the time. Now it's kind of, you know, it's kind of quiet a little bit.
Okay. But what's your thoughts on Wale?
So I think Wale is an incredible talent. He's more poetical, metaphorical. You know, I think he leaned in on his female fan base.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, to kind of take him to the promised land. And, you know, I think that was genius of him. I think he is a great writer, but I don't know if he can stand toe to toe on tracks with some heavyweights though. I don't know if he can kind of do that with the heavyweights. Like with a Black Thought or with a Lupe or with a, you know, with a Elzai or with a Fonte. Like I feel like he'll.
Mickey Factz.
I didn't want to throw my name out there.
I'm gonna throw it in there. From what I heard, but I'm gonna throw it in there.
Appreciate that. I mean, you know, like I don't see him as that type of MC. I see him more of from an artist perspective, being metaphorical and Easter egg guy. Like he'll layer it enough to where you could catch it, you know, on the second replay.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. You know, I was actually just telling Third too about Elzai, man. I was like, yo, Elzai is amazing. Like, I'm sure you heard Elmatic, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
First.
No. Well, Elmatic, yeah. I was like, yo, this dude, he took Illmatic and replayed, just like remixed almost every single song on it. Yo, it was so fire. And then I know he got the joint with you on I believe it was on Y3. Like, yo, Elzai is like amazing. I was trying to tell him, like, he was another one I was trying to put him on.
Wait, he hasn't heard Elzai?
Nah.
Ooh.
Elzai is, yo, he's
you in for a treat. You are in for a treat.
Like this dude.
Wow. Elzai, listen, Elzai is he's incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah.
He's in my top 5 lyricists. Yeah, he's in my top 5 lyricists.
You know, hey, so fuck that. Since we got, you know, I'm gonna ask you now. What's the top 5? What's the top 5 lyricists?
I mean, it's Lupe, Black Thought, Ransom, Fonte, and Elzai.
Yeah, okay. That's,
you know,
you can't do nothing but respect that. Good
then,
God.
you know, then we round it out. You got Saha, you got King Los,
of course.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but like those 5, you know, Royce hasn't put anything out in like 3 years, but Royce would be there if it's been about 3 years since we've heard from him. So like, you know, but yeah, those 5, that's the 5 right now.
Okay.
I got a question. I'm sorry, Rob. I got a question. I got it.
What?
Oh boy.
Where was Eminem on there, man?
So like for me, I got M like he's probably somewhere in between like 9 and like 14, 9 and 14. He's around that. Okay. He's around that number. He's around that number.
Yeah.
He's around that number. I you know, the thing about M, you know,
talk to me.
Eminem is great. I just want that to be known. Like, but from like a lyricist standpoint, like I feel like he's great from a multi standpoint, but I do feel like his wordplay is dad jokey a little bit. A little dad jokey.
Yeah. I get that.
He can rhyme very, very, very well.
Yeah, they ain't.
Yeah. But I don't know if he can stand I don't know if he can be in the waters with the people that I named. I don't know. Oof. I don't know if he could be in the waters with Lupe. I don't know if he could be in the waters with Black Thought right now. I don't know if he could be in the waters with Fontaine. Definitely not Elzai. He did the Elzai. That's a whole different. You got to pull out different techniques to be in the room with L. You know.
Yeah.
So it's a little tough.
Yeah.
It's a little tough. So I got him somewhere between 9 and 12, 13.
9 and 12.
You know, and you know that's still respected.
No, of course.
You know, like it's just these guys are like. When I hear them, I'll be like, damn, like that's what I got to do now. As opposed to when I hear M, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Is it more because you can relate to more what they're saying, and sometimes M goes left with the Slim Shady type stuff, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I like M from like 9-8 to like 2002. That's the best version of Eminem to me.
Okay, so you're talking older.
Yeah, that 9-8, 2001, 2002 M, that to me is, if I was to do ranking all time, he would be in my top 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't trying to like be this
super technical dude.
Right. It was skillful,
very
comedic, witty, and technique wise top tier inflection. Like it was just, he was like super good. Now it just kind of, I don't know, it's just not, it feels like this. I feel like it's gonna sound crazy, I feel like the drugs brought out the spirit of M. Now it's kind of, it feels kind of soulless a little bit.
He's trying his best. Well, for my thoughts is always to be the best rapper, like kind of along the lines of what you say. Because we know he can out rap damn near mostly anybody in the industry at most nights. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have the feel of rock bottom. You don't have the feel of a lot of the stuff. You know, it's the feel of the music at the time. And he's not as hungry as he was back then. Yeah, okay, that technique, look, it's tough to top him technique-wise.
Right. But I agree with that. Like, technique-wise, he's word bending, he's rhyming words that shouldn't be rhyming.
Yeah.
He's being this super intricate guy, but like, to what avail?
Yeah, and I get you. But when, you know, me and my boy was talking, and we was like, yo, I think I asked him, did he hear I don't know if it was Murals or something from Lupe. And we both sat, he was like, yo, I feel like we need to read go do a college course to understand what the fuck he talking about.
Now that to me is high level lyricism.
Yeah. I
don't know if M could do that. Black Thought can do that. I don't know if M can do that.
Yeah. And then
I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
Okay, I was going to ask, is there a such thing as too lyrical in your book?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Like, because you know, again, it's still music.
Yeah.
You know, and we as artists and as fans, when you're too lyrical, it's like, who are you writing this for? Who are you trying to impress?
Yeah.
Are you trying to impress other rappers, or are you trying to impress the small sect of people that will debate it until the end of time?
Yeah.
You know, And like, to me, that's just too much. Like, you know, when somebody starts going off the rails, it's like, all right, I can't.
Yeah.
It still has to be palatable and enjoyable. You know?
Yeah.
See, that's how I feel, to be honest with you, man. That's how I feel about Kendrick. I feel like it's too much, man. If I gotta go and listen to your stuff 4, 5, 6, 7 times to be like, oh, this is what he was trying to say. Man, I'm not trying to do. I mean, I understand. I'm a lyrics guy, but if you, god damn, if I got to do 4, 5, 6 times to figure out what you're trying to say.
But I think it's surface level enough for people to catch, and then for the people that want to dig into it and pause, they can find it from that space. But I don't think Kendrick is that layered. I don't.
I just don't like him. He came at Drake, so I don't like Kendrick.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna keep it a book with you, Mickey. I don't like the guy.
Speak your mind. Speak your mind. I'm not mad at it.
See, my thing about it was, right, and not even with Kendrick, with Drake, I always had, like, I remember one day I was here in New York when the Drake allegations about ghostwriting came out, right? And I was listening to Flex on the radio. You can't claim king if someone else is, writing your bars. Like, I was listening to him say that all night. And I felt the same way, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do agree with you. I'm sure, if the curtain get pulled back, people, when we find out, this person got a ghostwriter. Oh, this person got a ghostwriter. Right. You know what I mean? We're not going to, we ain't going to like what we hear. It's like, you don't want to see, how a hot dog really gets made. But, I mean, for me, as someone who, like I love this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, whenever I hear that blah, 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 I got a ghostwriter, you're right. That shit'll break my fucking heart. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
So, like, what are we talking? Like, what percentage? Are we talking like maybe 50% of all the rappers we may love may had somebody ghostwrite? Or are we talking like 80? Are we talking about damn near all of them? Like, crush us here. What's going on?
They're trying to get to it.
I mean,
I've told Rhymez this. I said, I bet you this happens a lot and people just don't know about it.
I just feel like y'all not ready for that answer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I really feel like that. I really feel like y'all not ready for that answer.
Yeah.
Y'all think y'all are ready for that answer, but y'all are not really ready for that answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's a scenario where it's like, if an artist has been constant and consistent over a long period of time, they probably have been on PEDs. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it is what it is. I mean, look, it happens, Yeah. I think somebody like M is probably too prideful to have somebody, write his stuff, but he's had allegations on him. Somebody said they were saying
proof. Yeah.
They were saying Proof was writing his stuff. Like, so, like, to me, listen.
Yeah, yeah.
It can get pretty nasty very quickly. That's why it's just like, if Drake got caught out there, it's okay to me, man, because the people that I know that got written for, it would shatter the space-time continuum. People brain wouldn't function anymore. So just let it. It's all good. Let it rock.
Okay.
Drake be the sacrifice. I got
it. All right. So if you had to choose one verse or one bar that encapsulate who Mickey Factz is as an artist, what would it be and why?
One verse or one bar?
Yeah.
Oh man. One verse or one bar. Wow. I'd probably have to say my song 414.
Oh, the intro to Y3.
Not that. That's 4:14 a.m.
Oh, okay.
I would have to say $4.14. That song.
Okay.
That would probably be the song for me.
Yeah. Okay.
That represents me the most.
All right. And why?
I think that was me at my most vulnerable, telling my story as an artist, having $90,000 in the bank, and then getting all the way down to $4.14 and trying to figure out how to persevere from that.
Yeah.
I think that to me represents, who I am, being this vulnerable artist, being still having the technique in there, being passionate, and still being able to create content that can still inspire people. I think that song is the one that resonates with people for me.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, same. What you got for him, third?
Right, let's go here, man. Since we got the founder and CEO of Pendulum Ink, I think this question is valid. Like,
yeah,
you know, let's see. Let's go here. I think I want to switch it up a little bit because what advice would you give to an up and coming lyricist who is trying to perfect their craft? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them to buy my book on lyricism.
Let them know,
because ain't no book that's better than this on lyricism. Everything that you need to know is in this book, and it's in full color. Big Daddy Kane wrote the foreword, and we have everything in here from punchlines to multisyllabic rhyming, root rhyming, reflector rhymes, lettaphors, number puns, storytelling, entendre, chain punching, reverse punchlines, segmenting. Everything is in this book. Everything that you need is literally in this book. That's what I would tell them. It's in color too. You can pull up and get everything that you need. This is the only advice that I have for you.
It sounds phenomenal.
That's perfect.
200 pages of work.
Now, how can they get that book again?
You go on pendulumink.com. The second edition will be available next Friday. The third edition will be available in May of 2025. We added 22 more techniques to our already 50 techniques. So you're getting 72 techniques to learn.
Goodness. So with this, right? So what made you get so deep into the craft? Obviously, we know, there's plenty of people that can keep it at the surface level, yada, yada, yada. But what made you get into so deep into the techniques?
I think it was just being inspired by different artists that were great to me. M was great to me when I was younger. Joe Button, Royce, Lupe, Graph, these MCs pushed the boundaries of what lyricism looked and sound like. And then, between them and the guys in battle rap that were pushing their pens, Loaded Lux and Mook and Chilla Jones, and M City, all of these guys, it's like, okay, I gotta try to, bring some of that flavor over here to the music. So like a lot of it is essentially like just being, just studying what people are doing and then trying to create my own style as well as create my own techniques. And then eventually naming these techniques, copywriting and trademarking.
Yo, and that's fire because I don't know how many people could do that. I ain't even going front. Like, that's tough right there.
That's dope, man.
I appreciate that.
Nah. Okay, so I know I brought up Y3 earlier. I'm going back to it really because like he just brought up Pendulum Ink, and I'm wondering. I know you did the song with Chilla Jones and with Emilio called Pendulum. Did that have any inspiration on the actual name, especially since you partnered with Chilla?
Yeah. When we were thinking about what to call the school, I was like, yo, man, like we did the song, we should call it Pendulum, and the swinging back and forth is between hip hop and education, right? And then, when you incorporate a business, they usually give you ink, INC. And I was like, why don't we just call it INK? And he was like, he said it. And I was like, yeah, it just sounds right. Cause you got to call your business Ink or LLC anyway. So I was like, yo, let's just do INK.
Yeah.
He said INK, and I was like, "Yo, it got a ring to it, Pendulum Ink. It just sounds like it's been here already." So it works.
Nah, that's fire. That's fire. How did you connect with Rob on it?
So Rob Nice, he was initially someone that our co-owner Jeff Walker knew.
Oh, yeah, Rhymecology.
Yeah, Rhymecology knew about it. Shout out to Rhymecology.
Yep.
He brung Rob in to do some assistance with us on curriculum stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, he was helping us and at one point, and we were paying him, and then, you know, he just stayed. You know, he never winded up leaving.
Yeah.
And we said, okay, well, we're gonna give you some ownership in the company, and he's been with us from day one.
Yeah. Nah, man. Me and Rob used to do his like we used to always jump on IG, and sometimes, like, you know, I would spit a verse for him or whatever, and you know, he would break it down, or sometimes I would get up there with him and he and I would double team, you know, whenever different artists come through, and they would spit their verse and we would say what we caught and everything. I know he hasn't done it as much recently, but the artist breakdowns and everything else. Shout out to Rap Seminar. Let me make sure I get that salute to Rap Seminar, you know.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Rob.
Definitely. What you got there?
All right, we're gonna switch lanes here a little bit.
Okay.
You guys from up north, you know, the New York swagger, the lyricism, birthplace.
Okay.
And I'm here down in the South where, you know, I believe that mumble rap kind of originated. You know, it's kind of popular around here, if you see. Do you consider mumble rap an art?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know how difficult it is to do mumble rap?
Yeah.
That shit is not easy at all, bro. And to make it sound good, that shit is a talent. And I know it sounds crazy to say that because when you hear it, you're just like, what is this?
Yeah.
But like that shit is not easy to do, bro. That shit is like, that's a talent, you know? So shout out to the mumble rappers out there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if they like to be called that anymore, but shout out to those guys that do that particular style. That is not, you know, I know y'all laughing, but that shit is tough, bro. Like that shit is really tough.
He's laughing more so because of me, you know, like because, you know what I'm saying, just growing up, like I'm from Flatbush, right? So just, you know, growing up listening to, you know, the legends of the day, like I was so deep into it, and I started rapping at 9 years. I was at PS92 rapping. You know what I'm saying? So like everything was about bars to me. Like if you didn't have bars, I didn't fuck with you.
Right.
Even like to the point to where, you know, I joined the military. I was overseas and everything, and like I remember like back in 06, I'd be in the club or whatever, and I'm dancing with a shorty, and all of a sudden I hear you, and like I'll stop dancing on the club. Like I'm dead ass. Like I would just stop dancing in the club. And the chick would try to get me to do the dance. I'd be like,
nah, can't do the dance.
I'm out. Like I'm walking out. you know, like that's the way I feel. So what you saying that it is an art, right? Like not, and obviously it wasn't just mumble, it was snap. It was so many different trends that came along within hip hop. But that's what I think make hip hop great because it evolves.
Right.
But also the one thing that I always say, and actually you guys say it too, is long live lyricism, because lyricism is the one thing that's always gonna be here, regardless.
Yeah.
It ain't going nowhere. We can have all these different fads and everything like that, but lyricism ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's the essence, and you know, listen, Rhymes, I respect it, man. Like I don't want anybody to think because I enjoy. Actually, I don't even say that I enjoy it. I just respect it. That I also don't feel like lyricism doesn't have a place, right? Like I feel like things can coexist.
Yeah,
you know, like, and you know, I just feel like there's not a balance. I think hip hop from a boom bap bar lyricism standpoint, the fans of that would feel vindicated if there was a balance between the entertainment, the knowledge, and also just the natural talent skill set that we want to hear on the radio or in mainstream. I think people would be okay with that, right? Like, and because that's not the case, it comes across as like, yo, man, everything is whack.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I respect that, Rhymes. I seriously, truly do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's just like for me, like I had to grow to learn like what you just said. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all art, because regardless, at the end of the day, you know, whether you're a lyricist, whether you're, you know, someone who's, you know, maybe just more in the hype in the club scene, when you get on stage, yo, we all go through the same battle of trying to rock that crowd. You know, and it's not an easy thing. Some people got stage fright. You get nervous. You never know, you know what I'm saying, if that crowd's for you. You get booed, you don't get booed, whatever. There's a million things that can go wrong. Your in-ears could not be working, the mic fucked up, whatever. So we go through a battle. So I salute all artists. Don't get it twisted. I just know, the core of me, I know where it came from. And
I respect
that's
that.
always going to be that.
Absolutely. I respect that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. Appreciate it. What you got there?
All right. Let's go with, if you could battle any lyricist, anybody, past or present, who would it be and why?
It would probably be Saha the Prince. It would probably be Saha the Prince. And that's bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to preface that with that is bro.
Of course.
So it's not a situation or a scenario where I think anything less of his stature, or if I feel like I could, take him out. It's more of a test to myself and my work ethic and pen.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's not in my top 5 lyricists, he's right 6'7". He's in 6'7" for me, and he's been there for a while.
Yeah.
And he is a Southern artist that does this thing at a high level.
Very.
And sometimes I just be wanting to test. I just be wanting to see if the shit is real. Let me see. Let's rhyme till we stop. Like I'm that guy when it comes to Sci-Hi. So Sci-Hi went on Twitter one day. He was like, "Yo, I'm in New York. Who wanna meet me on Union Square and rhyme till into somebody stop?" I said, "Me." Where you at? You serious or what? What's up? What we doing? And he didn't respond, but but again, that's bro. I'm not saying
yeah. Nah, of course.
Like my thing is, I have so much love and respect for Saha. I think he's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
And it's more about a like, yo, man, I just want to see where I'm at.
Exactly.
That's all. That's literally it. No personals, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just us sparring for the love of hip hop to see who got the better rhymes that night.
Yeah. Nah, and that's something dope. That's stuff that I love about hip hop. You know what I mean? Because I don't think everything needs to be like personal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like me and Third, we've been doing this for a long time. He ain't into, rhyming at the moment. I'm trying to get him back. I'm trying to wake this nigga the fuck up real quick. You know what I'm saying? But I know whenever he and I get back in the booth is gonna be a challenge. And I want that. You know what I'm saying? The people who actually truly know us, it's to the point to where, he's one of the few people I always say, like, you never know who's gonna have the best verse whenever me and him get together, if it's on some real shit.
Right.
And he know I want to take his fucking head off. I don't make that a fucking secret. But also at the same time, it's just competitive love, because that's my dude.
Right. Nah, I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, man. So like, how did, and correct me if I'm wrong, how did you and Lupe become so close? I know you guys are friends, but like are you guys like best friends? Like how'd y'all meet and everything?
Man, that's a crazy story. So we got to start from the beginning. Like when Lupe first came out in 2005, I was jealous because this nigga had glasses. I was blind at the time before I got laser surgery. I'm like, this nigga took my style. What the fuck? What the fuck am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
So I kept trucking on.
Yeah.
And then I was an editor at a sneaker magazine, and he had a listening party. And I remember walking up to him and saying, "Yo, man, one day we are gonna work together, bro." Mind you, he was having a listening party for The Cool.
Ooh, okay.
And I had the audacity to walk up to him and be like, "Yo, my name is Mickey Factz. We are gonna work together."
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, we are booked for a show in Japan. And when we had to do the photo shoot for the show, I played his music. We vibed, we listened to music together, whatever. Then we got kind of cool in Japan. You know what I'm saying? And then we went our separate ways. We didn't really kind of get cool until I put out this project called Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah, he retweeted it.
Yeah, he retweeted it and said, "Yo, this is incredible." Yeah. But then he also was like, "Yo, this was what Skulls was supposed to be, and Mickey did it better, and I'm not gonna do it." And from there, that's when we became really close.
Yeah, yeah.
And we just it was one of those things that I was talking to Lupe every single day. Like we would just brainstorm on, putting together a society of spoken art, which was SOSA, which was, his school.
Yeah.
I helped him with that for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I toured with him, been to his crib, been to my crib.
Yeah.
We did massive shows together, massive one-on-one battles between me and him, street fighter battles.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my guy. I think that he's one of the greatest lyricists ever, and we just kind of push each other, to be better. And I think he's incredible.
Yeah, nah, I definitely agree with that. I love, every project that he's put out. I remember I was in Japan when he put out I think it was the Cool, the one where he got Paris Tokyo.
That's the Cool, yeah.
Yeah, yo, I was bumping that like crazy over there. I really was. Like Paris Tokyo was my joint because I was up here just, trying to spit game to Japanese shorties and whatnot.
You should.
Like nah, it was a dope time, dope album though, real talk.
For sure.
Yeah. What you got there?
You know what? This is a question I'm gonna just come off the top with. You've been in a couple battles.
Yes.
I've looked you up and seen you some actually pretty good battles.
Thank you.
For me, looking at just an outside perspective, looking at somebody doing a battle, how much of that is coming off the top compared to how much of that is maybe just written and they memorized it? For people, like for the audience, when somebody says freestyles, I get quite a different of a definition for it. Sometimes people say freestyles is just maybe something that's unreleased, right? Maybe something that you have in the back just to put out. And then some people consider it just coming off the top right then and there. So first, if you could explain like what the difference, if there is a difference, and how hard is that to do in a battle? You know what I'm saying? Is it harder to do something like that compared to going into a studio and laying down a hit track? You know what I'm saying? You following me?
I'm with you.
Art. And it kind of explain the breakdown of that for me, if you don't mind.
Okay, so there's 3 questions. So the first question, 99% of it is written in a battle. You might get that 1% that's like a rebuttal in the beginning of a round.
Okay.
So that answers the first question. Now, in terms of freestyle and off the dome, I'm gonna read it from the book, right?
Y'all got to go get that book.
I love it.
Listen, we got a glossary too, by the way.
Yeah.
But let's read just the definition, not the article that I wrote, right? Freestyle versus off the dome, right? Well, actually, that's just the article one, so I have to look for the terminology. Oh, we got to put that in here. It's not even there. Okay, freestyle. Originating from the East Coast, it is a written rhyme that is free of style and direction most times. Off the dome, originating from the West Coast, it is an improvised rhyme usually created on the spot with little to no preparation. Right? So those are the 2 definitions, right? Freestyle is free of style. You're just writing whatever you want to write, and there's multiple things happening at one time, right? Then off the dome is just, off the top of the dome, whatever is coming to your mind, you're able to kind of rhyme that. How difficult is it to do it in a battle? A full round is extremely difficult to do. But a rebuttal is pretty easy to do because you can kind of just think of it while your guy is rapping, and then you can 100%. Just say it really quickly before they run, before you get into your written work.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to say, what do you consider harder? Like, would you have to prepare more for a battle or like a hit song going in the studio? Which one would you say? Yeah, it's tougher for me.
I think writing a hit song is tougher than writing a battle.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that write battle raps. Not a lot of people have hit records.
Oof.
That's facts. A lot of battle rappers don't.
That's facts too.
Yeah. I it's a lot of battle rappers I love, and I've always wondered why it doesn't seem to translate over to, pop. But
I mean, but a lot of it,
what you said before.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it also, you got to think, music is meant to be emotion, and that's just aggression, which is an emotion.
Yeah.
But like, people go to music to vent. People go to music to feel. People go to music to escape. People go to music to drown. You can't really do that with battle rap.
Yeah. Gotcha. Nah, because I got a gun so big.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So I do remember watching an interview with you, and I believe you mentioned that, you know, I know maybe you can't, you know, speak on it or whatever, but you know, I'm just gonna throw it out there that you had something like a song with Bruno Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but it never got released because I believe he gave it to somebody or something along those lines.
Yep.
You know, is there a way we can hear that song someday? Like, could I ever see the light of day or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, I mean, it's out right now. It's called Click Clack. Yeah, okay. I just released it. I don't care.
A word?
Yeah, it's out. That song is out currently. It's called Click Clack.
Right.
It's on DSPs.
Right.
You know, so y'all can go listen to that once this interview is done.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Yeah, because Bruno, I mean, look, that's the man right there. And I'm like, yo, okay, like I would love to hear, you know what I'm saying, him being able to sing some good stuff with you over there spitting the bars, you know. So, you know, what's that song about?
Oh, so it's you know, it's a song about me wanting to get with a girl, but Click Clack, like he used Click Clack like a gun as a metaphor.
Yeah.
Right. So like, you know, like I'm talking about, you know, my love with a woman, but you know, referencing it from a weapon perspective. It's really fire. It's really dope.
Okay,
definitely
cool.
Check that out.
That's like, I kind of like, it gives me that I gave you power type of, you know, vibe just off of the description alone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely gonna like that.
Okay, yeah, nah, that's what's up, man. That's fire. Okay, so, and I know this is probably in the book, but I'm just gonna ask it. So whenever people, you know, deal with writer's block, you know, how do you deal with writer's block if you ever have it?
So writer's block to me is a figment of our imagination.
Okay.
If you have writer's block, that means that you probably haven't read enough. You probably don't have something that you haven't. You're probably being redundant with your content and what you're talking about, and you haven't refined your writing process, right? So there's different writing processes, right? If I'm here trying to, you know, get something done really quickly, I go into conversation mode. Like I can write, like when I was saying, I can write a verse in 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, that's me in conversation mode, trying to find the words to rhyme with.
Yeah.
So the same way that we're having this interview, like let's say a freak accident happened where all y'all questions just disappeared.
Yeah.
Y'all would still have questions to ask me. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you have a prompt in front of you, right? If you guys would have said, like, let's say third, just to say, say anything. Like in terms of a topic, right? Just in terms of a topic, anything.
How do you structure your bars? Like, what is?
No. I'm talking about just give me a topic to rhyme about.
Cars.
Right. So he gives me a topic about cars. Right.
Yeah.
Now, in my mind, I could take this in so many different ways. I can talk about my car getting broke down. I can talk about somebody trying to steal my car. I can talk about going to buy a car. I can do a verse just comparing cars. And then I can also do a verse where I'm doing metaphors of car names. Whatever it takes to kind of get that out there, I can do that. But it's all about where your mind is, right? So like, and that's how I avoid writer's block.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times also like people pay me for verses, and now that I got my studio set up, you know, like I like to get their verses back in 24 hours. So I can sit there, write a verse in an hour, not even an hour, 15 minutes, and I can record it in 15 minutes. They get it back in 30, 45 minutes after they pay me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And to me, like that is because it's like working out.
Yeah.
It's like working out. It's like telling Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 80s, hey, can you pick up can you curl this 40-pound
dumbbell?
And he'll be like, what? Like that. And that's how it is with me with writing. It's just like, I can do this shit it's just like, it's fluid. You know what I mean? So what was the question you was going to ask there about My
like,
bar
what's your
structure?
process? Like, yeah, because Rhymes and Mickey, we write, we do a little something. We write bars, but the way he write his bars is a little bit different from how I write my bars. Like maybe he'll start with a concept in his head, and then he'll just sit there bobbing for a good minute, and then he structures his verse. And me, I kind of think of like the last word. I'm thinking about the last word in my whatever I'm thinking about in my verse, and then I'm thinking about other words that I can rhyme with it, and then I put the rest of the words with it. That's my little structure. So when you're constructing a track, do you have a set way of going about making your tracks, or is it just depending on the song that you're trying to put together?
It definitely depends on the song that I'm trying to put together. Like I'm always thinking about the content or the concept.
Okay.
Like that's the first thing. So lately, I've been working on this Miami bass album, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my focus has been more so vibe, party, very simplistic.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to get people accustomed to that sound. So because I have to get them accustomed to that sound, I said, let me do a mixtape. And on the mixtape, I can be lyrical over these beats.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can even be more flashy, more technique driven, and just freestyle, right? And just make the shit even more crazy, right? Like, and that's kind of, so my approach is I'm trying my best to just really pen the wildest stuff and make it to where it's like, yo, like this shit is dope. I can't really recite any of it because I'm just going off the rails.
Yeah.
Like it's still top tier. Like one of the like, mind you, this is like my boo type songs. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like on that joint, like I was in the coolest Lexus, the blue one with the new detectives, the roof going when I cruise in Texas, fresh coat on it like true detectives, the glow on it is luminescent. Yeah, the hoes wanted, they knew my exes. So don't question who the best, right? So like I'm doing I'm doing all this stuff over a bouncy melodic beat. But I feel like that to me, and I'm just writing it out, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, yo, coolest Lexus, I bet. What can I do with coolest Lexus for as much as I can?
Yeah.
I get to where I gotta get to.
I do that. That's I do that. Yeah. Because that's
fascinating. Yeah, to hear how different writers.
4-syllable scheme right there. Like the bars. Yeah. Nah. I do it. Like for me, like sometimes like I jot, like, I'll be in conversation. Like I was, in conversation with my boy one day. And sometimes like he asked me, he's like, yo, how do you come up with the punchlines and stuff that you do? I was like, yo, sometimes it just come to me. I don't know how it happens. It just comes to me. We was in conversation just talking about like the best black actors and stuff. And he mentioned, like somebody mentioned Forrest Whitaker, right? And then all of a sudden, bam, it just popped in my head. I was like, yo, Forrest Whitaker, he got a lazy eye. And then all of a sudden in my head, I was like, pretty much I painted a picture of, me protecting like my perimeter, and then, like not letting lazy people around me. I was like, yo, they lazy on that side. Chill out, Forrest Whitaker. You know what I'm saying? And like those type, like it just randomly comes to me. So what I do, I'll jot that stuff down. And I remember I told him, I was like, yo, remember this moment. I just remember this moment. And then, he later heard the song and he's like, yo, that's what you was talking about? I was like, yeah, this right here. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'll like, do you have a list of punchlines and stuff that you do? Because I do. I keep stuff.
Yeah, I have stuff. I think I write. I just put like new bars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That but it'll be like a word. You know what I'm saying? And like I got like right now, I got 2 words that I haven't even used yet.
Yeah.
One of them is proposing. Mm-hmm. Right, so I could turn that to proposing, like
Oof.
And then like you can see that proposing, it got a ring to it, right? You know what I'm saying, something like that. And I got another joint where it's referencing jeans. But I'm saying I got these jeans from South America. You never seen the Guyanese.
Ooh, okay.
Right? So it's stuff like that. Like it's like
Guyanese.
You know what I'm saying? Like so like so for me, I will write just a word down. I don't even. I'll get back to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
But if I'm in a space or a situation where I gotta just write some shit for somebody, all I need is just one word, and then it's off to the races.
Yeah.
And then it depends on who I'm writing with and for.
Yeah.
Right. Like if I'm writing with somebody who's not as good as me, I'm gonna take it easy on the record. I'm gonna enhance the record. But if I gotta get on a record with another lyricist, then I gotta pull out all the stops and I gotta hit them back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Because I don't know what type of time they gonna be on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta always be ready. Like I did this joint for this dude from the Bronx.
Okay.
He's super nice. He's super nice.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm off the 6 train, Morrison and Soundview, local spot, cutthroats, using Pro Tools to get your vocals chopped. They growing pot and smoke shots, plus they toting Glocks, pulling arms from out the pant leg like RoboCop, headshot. Now you got to get your photo crop, send them to the doc. Surgery is like Photoshop. Bronx, still in Castle Hill, it's a bunch of local blocks. We stutter when it come to police. We don't know no cops, right? Like, so like, it's like, you know, so like, but the only bar that I had was RoboCop.
Yeah.
That was the only bar I had. Everything else, I just put it together, and I did that verse super quick. But sometimes that's all you need is just that one focal point, and then it goes into a whole nother situation, you know?
Yeah. Nah, that's dope. So what is your approach to battle rap then, right? Because I know you've been in a few. I don't know if you've dove into different leagues. If I'm not mistaken, I've only seen you on URL. So and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you've been in others. But what's your approach to battle rap?
So I've had 5 battles. One on URL with DNA.
Yeah, I remember that one.
One on King of the Dot with Daylight.
That was on KOD? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, one with Danger Zone on Black Ice. One with A Verb on RBE.
Okay.
And one with this guy named Cash Bills over Beats on Verbal Warzone.
Okay.
So those are my 5 battles. And my approach to battles, you know, I do my best to kind of, once I get the call, I just start thinking of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like there's a part of my brain in the attic where my conscious goes up to once I get the call, and they just open this box.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, ideas just flood my brain, and I'm able to write it right then and there. I could write the verse.
Yeah.
Right then and there, you know.
Okay. See, like,
is there any topics like that you won't touch, like too disrespectful? Like, I know it's a disrespectful sport, but is this like some things that's just off limits, like you just won't touch?
Yeah, man, I'm not going to, talk about kids, and I'm not going to talk about like anybody that's deceased.
Okay.
Like I just, I mean, I did talk about Daylight's son but it wasn't really talking about his son. It was more so about Daylight than the son.
Yeah.
It was only one bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I stay away from that stuff, because to me, like, that is just the violation. And I don't want to have to apologize for something that I shouldn't have said anyway,
Yeah.
I respect that.
Definitely respect. For real. Okay. So I know we went on and, touched on your top 5 lyricists, more so in the industry. What's your top 5 battle rappers?
Mook, Lux, Rex, Rum Nitty, Verb.
Ooh.
Verb.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, I always, I'm such a Clips fan. I'd be like, I wonder how many, if he's in anybody's top 5. For me, like, he's top 5. Like,
yeah, I love Clips. I've known Clips for 20 years, man. I just think he just don't be taking it as seriously as he should.
Yeah, because they always say, like, yo, serious Clips is a problem, but when he get up there and just be BSing and you can tell he ain't prepped, like, I definitely get it, because Clips is the issue if you want to be.
He definitely is. Shout out to Clips. That's bro.
Yeah. Okay. What you got there?
Okay. You work with some incredible artists. What collaborations challenged or inspired you the most?
John, my session with John Legend was amazing. Ooh. He was on tour with Sade. On his day off, he came to the studio and recorded with me. That was a moment for me, man. Yeah. Styles P, me and him going back and forth on the record.
Yeah.
That was a moment for me. Keeping up with Elzai and Saha the Prince on a record. That was another moment for me, man. And I've worked with so many different artists. I had the opportunity to work with Kid Cudi. Yeah. Had the opportunity to work with Drake. Mm-hmm. I worked with Kendrick twice. Yeah. You know, so like, you know, anytime I have the ability or the opportunity to work with a great artist, like I take it. Yeah. I take it with the most humblest of appreciation, because, you know, you just never know, you know what I'm saying, what can transpire out of working with somebody at that high level. So for sure.
Nah, I agree with that. And just to speak on the name, I can't remember the name of the track. I think it started with like a K or an H, but the joint with Saha and Elzai.
Hayworth.
Yeah.
Hayworth.
Yeah. Man, that joint is crazy.
Appreciate that.
And I'm such a fan of all three, you know, like Saha is crazy. And like, you know, there was always like this myth of like, you know, there are no lyricists in the South and everything. And I'm like, yo, that's debunked. You know what I'm saying? That's coming from, you know what I mean? Like a New York dude, like Saha is ill, J. Cole is ill, Rhapsody is ill. Like it's so many like that's just crazy with it down there. So I definitely think you know what I'm saying, the South like deserve a little bit more love when it comes to the lyricists.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 1,000,000%, brother.
Yeah. Like third shit, that's your area. What you got, homie?
Just going back to the lyricist conversation that we had earlier. Rhymez and I had an episode, maybe I think it was our first, maybe second top lyricist. And the name that you said earlier, Mickey, was something that I totally agree with you. Ransom. Like I've been telling people for years. This one too. Like I've been telling him, like this guy has bars.
Oh,
and I just don't know why more people know him. You know what I mean?
Well, I think, you know, it comes down to the production too. You know, like I feel like, you know, that production is tailored for a certain demographic. You know, and I think that the people that know him are supposed to know him. And I don't know if he's looking to go mainstream. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if the climate for his type of music is mainstream. Mm-hmm. I've had the opportunity to work with Ransom, you know, on All the King's Men. Have you heard that record there?
Yeah.
A lot of people said I got him on that.
I'm a Ransom fan. I love some Ransom, man.
Yeah.
Did you heard that song with me and Ransom?
Nah, I didn't. I need to though.
I'm asking third.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard it. Most of anything with Ransom in it, I've heard.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of people say I got him on that record.
You gonna make me go back and listen to
I mean, we can look. You know, we can look at the comments on YouTube. They're like, "Oh, Mickey got him," and you know, this is, you know, but again, Ransom is top 3 for me.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I remember you mentioned it.
You know, but like, you know, I had to pull up. I had to pull up and rise to the occasion. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one of the situations where it was like, this guy is dangerous. So I gotta let people know that, hey man, we do this for real.
Oh yeah. Nah, that's a fact. You know what? I remember, you know, in the previous conversation we had, this is around the time when you released Wraith and, you know, was going through all that. And the fact that you embodied RJ and Ransom in that song, that's one of the best things. I was telling Third about, I was like, yo, this is one of the best diss tracks that, you know what I'm saying, don't get talked about like that. Like that shit was crazy. For the fact of you embodying both.
Yeah.
And then obviously everything that was going on with the whole your whole glitch scheme with the checking boxes, like everything was just crazy on that joint. Yeah. I was like, yo, nah, this, you know.
That was 24 hours of work, B.
I know you told me. Yeah.
In this same room. Like I had the light off. I was in here. It was pitch black.
Yep.
And I just stayed in here for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And what came out was dark.
That was heat. That was heat. Because we was talking about, we need to do an episode of the best diss tracks. And I'm like, yo, Rafe is in there. I don't give a Rafe is in there. Like that joint.
Appreciate that. Thank you, brother.
Ridiculous. And I know, you know what I'm saying? And plus, obviously it was going at Royce, and Royce is such a top level pen as well. And it's like, if we would have truly got that actual battle, that would have been a problem. Like hip hop needed that.
It would have been one of the greatest exhibitions we would have ever seen. Because we would have probably been going until today.
Yeah. I mean, I heard you. Did you say like, how I give it up? We gonna keep going to 2021 or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, we would still be, if he was going, we would still be going. Because that, I'm a petty nigga. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm glad it ended where it ended.
Yeah.
And I still got a lot of love for him. I think that he's one of the greatest to ever rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just had to kind of let people know that don't play with me, and I don't play. You don't play with me, I won't play with you.
Yeah.
Like I respect anybody that rhyme.
Yeah.
And I hold that because samurais recognize samurais.
Yeah, and I know you before y'all was using the term Jedis. Yeah.
We recognize and know. We know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
I don't like. I would never talk to Rhymes out of pocket because he's of the cloth.
Yeah.
I would never just talk down on him. Like, it's we here with it.
Yeah. Nah, I appreciate it.
And if I were to get out of pocket, I would expect Rhymes to check me and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that was just, I don't know if that message came across the way that it needed to.
Yeah.
With him as an opponent,
Yeah. Yeah, nah, trust me, that, like I said, that joint was crazy. And then just talking about, RJ Payne, like the fact that he was getting the love he was getting from Eminem, because if I'm not mistaken, M was like, one of the best out right now is RJ Payne. Yep. And it's crazy. Like he hit hard. You know what I'm saying? Like another New York dude, obviously. And I get a lot of crap because I'm from New York and I just shout out a lot of New York dudes. Like, right. But look, hey, it is what it is.
Nah, RJ from Philly.
Jersey. Oh, Philly? Is he?
RJ from Philly. Yeah, he from Philly.
My fault. Okay.
Shout out to RJ. He from Philly.
Yeah. But nah,
Philly been putting out some lyricists too, yo.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Nah, if I'm not mistaken, ain't Left Eye, wasn't she from Philly?
I don't know where Left Eye from. I ain't gonna hold it.
But she was nice. For some reason, it just popped in my head. But
I don't know where she's from.
Yeah, but she was nice. She was so underrated to me,
Absolutely.
Like crazy with it. Still underrated. I'm still going with Elzhi. That's my guy.
Yeah, definitely.
One day I want to work with him. I was telling Rob had an event. I don't know, I think somewhere in Texas or something. I was like, yo. If you can kind of start that conversation, son, like, yo, I would love to work with that dude. That dude is amazing. We listening to him tonight.
Gotta listen to Elzhi tonight.
Yeah.
Listen, man, y'all sold it, so I'm definitely gonna take a listen to him.
Nah, Elzhi is crazy. But you got any other questions for the big homie?
Do you make beats? Where do you get your beats from and stuff?
So I've made beats in the past. I'm thinking about getting back into producing a little bit. It's expensive to put out projects.
Yeah, for
getting
sure.
beats from different artists, and I've gotten beats from different producers. But I need to get back into making beats, and I've been thinking about it a little bit more in 2025 to just, I got a good ear for music, so I think I'm gonna start putting some stuff together starting next year.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hell yeah. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that. Like, that's what's up. Heck yeah. Nah, man. I remember making, like, an attempt to make beats. Oh, I suck. Like, I ain't even going to front. I was terrible out here trying to freaking do so much. Like, I'm Pro Tools certified, but that's just more on the audio engineer side, what I'm saying, the editing and whatnot. I ain't making no beats. Now, Third used to make beats, though. He
got the piano behind him, so clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, beats is a whole nother topic. You got, certain artists want that certain sound. Definitely. If you got your southern artists, they want more of them trap type clubby hits. And then for like guys like you guys, more lyrical, you got that boom bap type sample type feel they want. So I just wanted to know on your side, like, what do you be looking for when you be beat shopping, or if you make beats yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm in my Atlanta-based mode, so like everything is, and I live in Atlanta now, so like everything is for me is bass heavy, 808 heavy right now. Jermaine Dupri sounding, Jersey Club.
Okay.
You know, like I'm on that kind of vibe right now. Miami bass.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that's where I'm at with it right now. When it comes to the boom bap stuff, I like gospel samples. You know, so I'm a big gospel guy too. So you know, John P. Key, that's my man. I love P. Key.
Okay.
You know, I love Vanessa Bell. You know, I love Tone. You know, I'm a real gospel guy. I ain't gonna sit here and name Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond. Nah, we going to P. we going P. Key. We going to the stuff that bring out that soul. You know what I'm saying? So like, I like those kind of records. I like the old 90s, 80s.
Okay.
You know, 70s. You know, Andre Crouch, Walter Hawkins. That's my flow.
I got you.
Yeah. You can go on and on with it, huh?
Oh yeah. I love gospel music.
Yeah. All right. That's beautiful, man. It really is. That's dope. Yeah, nah, man. When it just comes to music, like I can tell, like, you know what I'm saying, it's just in you, you know, especially just writing. Like when you was in school, did you do like creative writing classes and different things of that nature?
I was horrible at creative writing in school, man. Like I was a demon on the math though. Like math was my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm still good at math. Like, you know, I be at the supermarket and they be ringing the shit up. And I tell them what the price is.
Yep.
I tell them what the price is. I was like, it's probably about $57. And it might be like $57.38 or $58.12 or $56. Like I'm that nice with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I'm a math guy more than, you know, from a learning perspective than I am with a creative writing. But now I teach it. So like it's just a weird thing. You know? Yeah.
Okay, so speaking on that, right? So with Pendulum Ink, where do you see it in 5 years? You know, what's that goal looking like for you guys in 5 years?
I mean, right now, you know, I believe I see in 5 years we'll have a building, God willing. You know, my plan is to have a building somewhere in 2030. You know, I think that's the real goal, or probably sell the company to Masterclass. You know, and let them kind of, you know, I'll still be on the board of directors or something, but you know, sell them the content so that they can have it and you know, present it to the people in a more, you know, affordable way for them. But right now, currently, you know, a building, you know, for people, a hub for people to kind of come to and work with each other, create a community of lyricists. That's the goal.
Yeah, no, that's fire. That's fire. Like, so who also has been your favorite teacher to come through?
Whew, that's a tough one. Honestly, you know, I just want to say everybody who pulled up was incredible.
Yeah.
But Twista probably was one of my favorites.
Okay.
It's one of the ones that I remember the most, you know, just teaching his super fast speed. Like that shit is unbelievable, bro. Like I don't know how he's able to do that.
Yeah.
So him, man, we've had so many people. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. You know, I would. Yeah, we've had so many people. I don't know. It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, I definitely have. I know. I thought you had Rhapsody. I could be wrong.
Rhapsody next year. Rhapsody's pulling up
next year. Okay, that's what it is. I know it was a few, and I was just keep looking from the side. I'm like, yo, because you know I got off IG for a while. I was off social media for a few months and whatnot. When I popped out on, I started saying y'all was doing so well. I was like, yo, this, like, I'm loving this. Like, I'm hyped for them. Really am.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we've had. I mean, I could run down a list of who we had off the top.
Yeah.
You know, Inspector Deck.
Yeah.
Fonte, Master Ace, Corey Guns, Sky Zoo, Cyrock, Shay Noir, Lady London, MC Juice, Daylight, Saha the Prince, Method Man, Bun B, Ransom, Blue, Absol, King Los, Rod Digger, Shauna, Bahama Dia, Pete Rock, Big Daddy Kane, Anoid, Oswin Benjamin, Cassidy, Styles P, Freeway, Crooked Eye, Remy Ma, Beanie Siegel. We got Sauce Money next week. We got Disaster next week. We had who we had that pulled up? Smith and Wesson pulled up.
Whoa. Okay.
And next year, we got Tretch, Papoose, Elzai, Rakim, T.I., Slick Rick, Too Short, Rhapsody, Tierra Whack.
Oh wow. Okay.
We got some monsters for next year, man. Redman, we got Redman pulling up.
Jersey.
Yeah. So, we doing the best. Jadakiss is pulling up next year.
Okay.
So yeah, we got a lot of great stuff for 2025.
Man, and that's beautiful. Like, I know the people are looking forward to. Real quick, let them know once again where they can go ahead and sign up at.
Sign up at pendulumink.com. Our lowest rates right now is $25 a month. So you can be a part of the community and learn on your own for $25 a month here at Pendulum. And just pull up, man. We want everybody to, if you're an MC and you're trying to get better, invest in yourself. You can sign up for just 1 month and catch a wave. You know what I mean? I think that's the most important thing that we want people to know and recognize, is that this is a space for everybody. You know what I mean?
Nah, definitely. And I can second it, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a few of the people that's there, like, yo, it's dope. Like, they teach about all the literary techniques. I love the fact that you do your shorts the way that you do them, teaching about glitching. I saw the other day you did about breath control and different things of that nature. Like, yo, if you want to become an artist, you want to be a rapper, go to the school. It's for you. Trust me on that one.
Yeah. I think next week I'm gonna do one on freestyling.
Okay.
What is freestyling? Shout out to Third.
Yo, word, right? Yeah, because he and I had this conversation. I told him, I was like, if I'm not mistaken, KRS said it best. He was like, freestyling, most likely is a written, but it's just like you said, free of style, and you never know what beat's gonna come on, but you happen to have like maybe 3 or 4 writtens that's just loaded right there, and you're able to spit it because it fits perfectly to that beat, different things like that. And then off the dome, it's just taking a light, a mic, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling all right, I'm tight, you know what I mean? Just whatever that's right there for you. So
and I feel like people in the know that, but like most people that's not really deep into hip hop, they kind of intertwine those two terms, because I see a lot of people throwing them, interchangeably. That's why I wanted you to go into the differences.
No, I appreciate that. I think it's important for us to know the real history, and we have the history of that in our book, Ink, available next week on pendulumink.com.
Let them know.
It's 200 pages of heat. Go get that.
And so I'm gonna begin with our piece, the hip hop 30. You got anything else for him?
No, I think we did pretty good here, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm good on my end. Everything I wanted to know about you, man. You over delivered. So once again, man, I appreciate you jumping on here, spitting the knowledge, and look forward to having you again, man.
Absolutely. I mean, the pleasure would be mine to pull back up. I love this conversation about lyricism. I think it was incredible. I'm honored. It's a privilege to have this conversation with like-minded MCs. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for sharing your platform with me. And I hope I was able to, do this justice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the most important thing, bro.
Nah, you definitely did. Like, real talk, is an honor just first off just to have you, because technically you're our first guest that's not part of the Rhymes on Deck team. What I mean?
That's love.
So real talk, salute to you for that.
Thank you, brother.
Make sure y'all go ahead, check out Mickey Mouse, check out, Y3, check out, I know you mentioned one song that we need, the joint with Bruno Mars.
Click clack. Yeah.
Check that joint out, everything y'all heard from us right here, y'all go check that out. Get a man a follow on IG and all social media platforms. Third, where can they find you at, my brother?
You know, I'm still with my fitness, so as long as TikTok is still around, you know, we might be getting rid of it the 19th of January, but you can still find me on there at Fat Boy Get Right. That's FATBOIGETRITE for all your fitness needs.
Yep. Mickey Factz, let the people know how they can find you, my guy.
Man, you can find me here on twitter.com/Mickey Factz, MICKEYFACTZ. Follow me on Instagram, MICKEY.FACTZ. Get me on TikTok before they take it down. Real Mickey Factz. And, you know, send me a message, send me a DM, B. I'm outside, you heard?
Yeah. And y'all already know it's your boy Rhymez. So check me out on IG, Master Rhymez. Check me out on TikTok, Master Rhymez. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all give us a comment, subscribe, follow everything. You know what I mean? Right here, Rhymez on Deck TV. We try to bring y'all bars, and this is where we view hip hop differently. Peace to hip hop. Y'all be easy.